Okay, and so we've been talking about the media and the film industry in Africa. So, what is going on? The people of the Seven Arts say the media is not doing enough, and the guys of the media in turn say that no, but you guys are not showing us the reason why we should support you, the reason why we should expose you, and of course the reason why we should tell the world that you're doing something. So what is the situation in Africa? What is the situation in Cameroon, especially because most of these complaints have come from Cameroon? We have Nkanya Nkwai is one of the frontline Cameroonian movie makers who has been on this show a couple of times. He's currently sojourning in Europe. Today he is in Germany, and from Germany he joins us to talk about this very sensitive topic. Nkanya Nkwai, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ernest. Thank you, and I want to say hello to all the listeners.
Right.
Everybody's doing great today.
Last week you were in Switzerland. Today you are in Germany. So looks like you're enjoying Europe.
Yeah, I am enjoying Europe. Yep.
Berlin, you say?
I'm in Rendsburg. It's about 100 km from Hamburg.
That should be, is it East or West Germany?
The northern part of Germany.
The northern part of Germany. Okay. Right, Marcel Adjik is in Essen, that is in the western part of Germany. He's listening to the show now and of course monitoring. So, welcome to the show, Mr. Producer, Director, Filmmaker. Which one should I call you today?
Call me an actor producer.
Actor producer. Right, and I must mention that you are the current best actor in Africa as per the Actor Nkanya Film Festival, which took place in June of this year. Okay, so tell me, what do you consider as the role of the media in the film industry? First question.
Considering what a movie stands to represent in a society, I think the role of the media is very important. It's very imperative. It is the most important role in filmmaking in general, because we do movies for people to see, people to know about them, and people to get to appreciate and participate. So before people can get to know, get to watch, get to participate in a movie done, they have to be informed. This has to be brought to them, and this has to be done by the media guys. So I see media as a very important aspect of filmmaking, not just filmmaking, of every other entertainment, every other product. The final consumer, the final end of production is with the consumer. When the consumer is able to get a product, then the production chain is complete. That is the role the media stands to do in filmmaking, especially in Cameroon. So I think they have a very important role.
So, are you implying that there can be no film industry without the media?
It is not by equation, but if not, I think media has a very, very primordial role in filmmaking.
Now, you understand the film landscape in Africa. How much of the media do you see in this industry?
Before we even proceed, Ernest, I want us to assert one thing. Let's agree on what the media is and what the media is not.
Right.
Because the biggest challenge, I was listening to my good friend Titus from Belgium. Yeah, media is not only those who own the TVs, those who own the television, the magazine, the newspapers. Media is also you and me.
Right.
In our culture in Cameroon, it is quite a challenge. As an adult, I've been trying to understand what kind of people are we as social beings. There's a lot going on within the Cameroonian society or within us Cameroonians that, to me, I see that as a huge impediment to medializing or mediatizing anything that has to do with entertainment. I don't want to use harsh words, but if not, there's a lot of social polarization, ethnic polarization, and all of these things, they are not helping the great job the movie industry is doing, because the movie industry is doing a lot. Of course, we are not producing Hollywood standard movies in Cameroon, but an industry that is at the debut, I think we are doing a lot that deserves encouragement, that deserves some attention. But these little trivial differences, egos and stuff like that, they affect the power or the role the media has to play in the industry. If an individual, for example, you are from the Northwest, and you think because you are the chief editor for Canada, and one guy from Limbe comes in with a job, and you will give him the most lukewarm attitude. You make conditions really tough. You begin to ask a lot of money. It is no longer you serving as the chief editor of Canada. You are serving now as an individual, and you are putting up an obstacle to a guy who has something to show the public. So I think we Cameroonians as individuals, we have, I don't know, but I think we are a little bit lacking. We need to upgrade a little bit. If not, we are a big problem to ourselves.
Okay, this is African Cocktail. We talk Africa, but the reason why Nkanya is talking about Cameroon, it is because there has been endless complaints that the media in that country are kind of feet dragging when it comes to spotlighting the film industry. Now, are you one of those who complain that the media is not doing quite much, Nkanya?
Well, I am a filmmaker, and if filmmakers are complaining, I am part of them. I cannot be indifferent. We are a team.
Right. And so, generally, how would you assess the relationship between these two sectors?
The relationship is still very lukewarm. It's still very lukewarm, in a nutshell.
Lukewarm. Now, what do you think is the problem? Why do you think the media is really slow in picking up news about the film industry in Cameroon, if that is an established fact?
In my diagnosis, I have two points that I think the reasons why the media is not doing what is expected of it. The first thing will be this ethnic and tribal polarization or favoritism, and the other one is just that disunity within the filmmakers themselves. There's a lot of disunity, or there's this unexplained without words. You see that there's a little bit of insecurity here and there, or silent competition and things like that. To me, I think that is one of the reasons why the media itself cannot go forward. Yeah, if the structural media or the full-fledged media is not doing what is expected of it, but if we as filmmakers can come together with that unique vision to promote what we do, I think we can still do a lot. I am friends with some Nigerian filmmakers, Ghanaian filmmakers on Twitter or Facebook, and when a fellow Nigerian producer releases a trailer of a movie, before 1 hour, all of Twitter is talking about that. It's not just the producer himself doing all of that, but his friends, other filmmakers, they are there, like trending the trailer and making it available, making it viewable to others. So things like that. I think that to start with, and the media, like the structural media, is another big issue. Like titles or dimension. I'm a producer with a very low budget film, and I will go to a TV or a radio, and the first thing they want to ask you is how much do you want to pay? If you tell them you don't have money, and okay, they'll say, yeah, we'll get back to you, and that's it. They never get back to you. You never get your film. Never get people to even be aware of that. Like last week there was this discussion about where can we get the movies, which are the Cameroonian movies that are out there, who are the Cameroonian actors. This is simply because the media is absent. We have about 100 to 150 Cameroonian actors. We have about 20 to 35 movies that were done like this ending year. But very few people are aware of this. I don't think we have to blame the producers for not doing their job. The producers are trying so hard without any budget, without any income. They will try to do movies, and then the media aspect is completely posing a huge obstacle for us.
Right. Now, one of the things news hunters set out for when they are looking for news is what is going to sell. Now, the media in Cameroon have always complained that you guys of the movie sector are not presenting something which is marketable enough for them to make it news and have audience. So, which means that you don't have what is marketable enough for them to focus on. What do you think about that?
I take that as an insult, but I want to let them know one thing. If they keep making excuses that the reason why they don't want to talk about our movies on the media is because they are of low standard, what gives them the aptitude to judge? Can either see a good movie will they know it? That's the first question.
Now, a couple of them have said that
Nina's Diary is a fantastic movie, and we now in Cameroon, we have come a long way to respect this movie because this movie has won a lot of awards out of Cameroon. So now we think that, okay, because the world is appreciating this, then we push ourselves, we place ourselves under their judgment to appreciate the movie too. So the problem is not the quality of the movies we do in Cameroon. Believe me, I've watched more than 10 very well done movies in Cameroon. And a media practitioner might not even recognize that this is a good movie because their definitions of a good movie might not even be a good one.
Nkanya, so some years back, I was facilitating a seminar in Boya that brought together art reporters and movie makers, and this is what the journalists were saying, that Cameroonian movie makers kind of mimic Nigeria. So at the end of the day, there is nothing new to what they do. So why should they go on reporting what is really not new?
Well, I wouldn't say no to that. That is a very legitimate complaint. I know that we filmmakers at times we copy, but copy is not unusual in filmmaking. If you meet a Hollywood filmmaker, he will tell you, yeah, you give people the same thing, but just try to give it to them differently. Nothing is new in filmmaking anymore. But what is expected is that we as Cameroonians, be it a journalist or an editor or whatever you have to do in the department of media and communication and all that, you have to develop that love for what is Cameroonian. It is not only in movies, believe me, even in music. You go to a nightclub in Cameroon, if you are there for 3 hours and you listen to 2 Cameroonian songs, you are very lucky. We have a very big problem, and that is I don't even want to place it just at the level of the media or the structural media. I'm looking at the individuals. We only believe that it is only when the thing comes from out of Cameroon, then we can respect it. We don't know how to value what is Cameroonian, and that is a problem.
Okay, and Nkanya Nkwai, in March this year, you launched Viri, one of your films, which was highly publicized. And I talked to a host of film critics, and they said it was a brilliant job, quality-wise. Now, did you go to CRTV, for instance, and present this film, and it was rejected?
Yeah, I went to CRTV. And I presented the movie to Hello CRTV, and it wasn't rejected. They accepted,
right,
but they gave us very little time for us to be able to talk about the movie, and they did not even play the trailer because they thought the trailer is not in an acceptable medium. They have only one machine that can play. It has to be in a DVCAM format. And when I was going, I was never informed about it. So they couldn't play the trailer, and the time they gave me was 2 minutes. My director and we had 2 minutes to talk about the movie, which was definitely not enough.
Right.
I went to Ghana, and I was given 2 hours to talk about filmmaking in Cameroon and to screen and to test my movies. This is a foreign channel. They are free premieres. I had 2 hours with them.
This discussion can take us very long. This is just the beginning of it. We'll definitely come back to it, Nkanya Nkwai. But before you go away, if you have an advice, even before we get to part 2 of this discussion, if you have an advice for both parties, the media on one side and of course filmmakers on the other, what would you tell them?
I will tell them one thing. It's a little bit biblical, but it is very, very important that we Cameroonians, we should love one another. We should love what is Cameroonian, and that is the only way I think we can grow.
Okay, Nkanya sees love in this whole thing. He says love is going to do the trick between the media and the film industry. Okay, so I've signed you for this topic. The next time we bring it up, you definitely have to participate in Nkanya Nkwai. Thanks you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, that is Nkanya Nkwai, film producer and actor, there on our topic of the day. Next to come, Ken Shalimonet on this same topic. We're still waiting for our man in South Africa, Solomon Atta. Definitely we've been having some problems getting to him. Let's have some music, then we'll be right back.